Hello, my name is Dan Tudahl and I'm the General Manager of Datapipe Government Solutions. You are currently watching one of Datapipe's 5 and 15 webinars. In these webinars, we cover a relevant topic in the cloud industry. We take 5 slides and 15 minutes of your time. Today's topic is helping software as a service or SaaS provider organizations meet the unique needs of the U.S. government. Datapipe has been working with SaaS providers serving the government public sector for many years. In this webinar, when I refer to U.S. government, I'm including all federal, state, and local organizations. There are vast opportunities in this space. In 2016, the U.S. government constitutes over 36% of the total gross domestic spending in the United States. For example, to illustrate the size of this market, several software companies target Fortune 500 companies in the U.S. But did you know that the U.S. government employs as many people as all of the Fortune 500 companies combined, over 22 million people? And the government recognizes the powerful benefits of moving to the cloud. In 2016, over 8.5% of all federal government IT spending will be on cloud services. The government spending on cloud services in 2016 is projected to be over $6.7 billion, and that is expected to ramp up to over $11.5 billion by 2019. And this is in addition to state and local government spending. The challenge to software vendors, however, is that there are many unique requirements of serving this ultimate 500-pound gorilla. Feedback we have received from software vendors is very similar to those expressed by Greg Bateman, Senior Director at Microsoft Federal. Quote, "We meet independent software vendors all the time that want to market their SaaS offering to the federal government, but do not know the requirements involved or how to meet them." Close quote. Datapipe's deep knowledge and experience in partnering with software vendors over the years to serve the government can help make this daunting task more manageable. So let's look at this challenge a little deeper. You can view the unique requirements of the U.S. government in 3 areas. Software vendors need to be aware of each of these areas and plan for how they can meet them within cost constraints. The first is security compliance. Most SaaS providers employ security controls to meet industry standards, such as PCI for the financial industry. But the government, led by federal government regulations, require compliance with unique and very stringent security programs. Companies must work to understand and comply with these programs in a cost-effective manner, which includes documenting and demonstrating that they meet hundreds of security standards and processes. A second area of unique requirements is for SaaS providers to understand and be part of predefined contract vehicles that are set up for government organizations to do business with the private sector. These contract vehicles frequently contain legal requirements that are not found in agreements between 2 commercial entities. For example, a certain government contract may require that only employees who have passed specific government-sponsored background clearances be allowed to support the contract. A third area of unique requirements is for SaaS providers to follow very specific bid response procedures required to sell to the government. Unlike commercial companies that have a lot of freedom to negotiate deals and form contracts, the government has to maintain a more rigid and strict method of doing business with the private sector in order to maintain transparency and fairness, as well as promote and enhance social goals of our society. For example, an agency like the Department of Veterans Affairs frequently gives preference in doing business with companies owned by service-disabled veterans. The government may want the software services a vendor can provide, but unless that vendor can meet the strict compliance requirements and the procurement restrictions mandated by law, they will not be able to complete the transaction. So what is the effect of all these challenges? First, many software vendors miss a substantial business opportunity available in the public sector because they choose not to focus on it. Second, other software vendors see the opportunity and want to pursue it, but do not take the time necessary to adequately learn about and plan for the unique requirements we have just discussed. They do things by trial and error, which is very costly, time-consuming, and frequently does not lead to success. And finally, there are many successful software vendors who take the time to understand the requirements, plan out and choose the right approach, including finding the right partners to successfully enter and service the government space. As in all business endeavors, execution is key. I'd like to now discuss how partnering with Datapipe can help provide a solution to a software vendor who is considering expanding their offering to serve the U.S. government in meeting their unique requirements. The first part of our solution is Datapipe's FedRAMP Certified Platform as a Service, or PaaS, product offering. FedRAMP, or the Federal Risk and Authorization Management Program, is a security program that has been adopted by most of the federal government and an increasing portion of state and local governments as well. To meet the FedRAMP requirements, over 325 unique security controls must be documented and demonstrated through an independent security audit by a third-party assessor. SaaS providers must meet and demonstrate compliance with all of these controls before they will be granted an authorization to operate by the government customer. An important item for SaaS providers to consider is that the FedRAMP program applies to all layers of the solution, everything from how the physical hardware is protected in the data center all the way up through how the application is configured and maintained. A benefit that Datapipe offers SaaS providers over an infrastructure as a service provider is that our platform as a service covers more of the overall solution. This means that the SaaS provider will have less work to do and will be able to bring their offering to the market faster. To elaborate, a FedRAMP certified IaaS provider can meet FedRAMP standards for the data center, hardware, physical servers, and hypervisor. We estimate that this is about 40% of the effort needed to secure the full solution. Securing the virtual network and virtual servers that are built upon this physical infrastructure when using an IaaS is the responsibility of the SaaS provider. The SaaS provider needs to meet and demonstrate compliance with FedRAMP controls for everything above the hypervisor, an estimated 60% of the effort. Datapipe's platform as a service offering, in comparison, has already demonstrated FedRAMP compliance for everything that the IaaS provides, plus the security management of the virtual network and virtual servers. With this offering, we estimate 80% of the effort is provided by Datapipe to secure the solution, and the SaaS provider's portion is reduced to 20%, covering the database and the application. Security services we provide to protect the virtual environment that is not included in an IaaS offering include operating system and network hardening to government standards, 24/7 monitoring and support, disaster recovery and replication, two-factor authentication for privileged users, keystroke logging, event log consolidation, network and host-based intrusion detection and prevention, and vulnerability scanning and remediation. In addition, because Datapipe has been FedRAMP certified through the most stringent Joint Approval Board method, it is accepted by more government organizations. A second part of our solution to assist SaaS providers is that Datapipe provides security audit assistance to software vendors in helping them plan, document, and execute the 20% of the effort remaining to secure the database and the application. We provide a user's guide that documents which security controls needs to be addressed in the FedRAMP system security plan, as well as templates for other documents that need to be created. Because we have been through many audits with our SaaS provider partners, we also provide guidance into what artifacts, such as screenshots, demonstration, or documentation, will be asked by the third-party assessment in the FedRAMP audit process. Although we do not provide per-hour consulting services around FedRAMP compliance, we do provide general guidance on how to achieve FedRAMP authorization of the SaaS offering based on our experience. The third part of our solution to assist SaaS providers is to offer access and promotion to a large number of system integrators that serve the U.S. government. We have established long-standing partnerships with these companies and can act as a catalyst for our SaaS provider partners to promote their offering to our system integrator partners for them to consider in their overall solution. This approach leverages system integrators' intimate relationships with government organizations and their knowledge of upcoming procurement opportunities. In addition, the relationships with our system integrator partners provide our software vendor partners with immediate access to most government contract vehicles, as well as access to prime contractors that meet certain socioeconomic targets that the government has set. We feel there's a lot of value in a software vendor partnering with Datapipe to understand and meet the unique requirements of the U.S. government. The U.S. government is committed to using cloud services and clearly sees the benefits of moving to the cloud. It is estimated by 2019 over 50% of all government services will be delivered by the cloud. This translates into a very significant business opportunity for software vendors looking into tapping into a market that is $6.7 billion today, growing to $11.5 billion by 2019. By using Datapipe's platform as a service offering, software vendors can take advantage of the growing government market opportunities faster because more of the overall SaaS offering is secured and the virtual network and operating system layer is covered. There's less time needed by the SaaS provider for documentation preparation, security protection implementation, and artifact collection for audits. Datapipe's connection with key government system integrators, both large and small, can speed the time to market for a software vendor who is not familiar with the government market business development approach. In addition to a faster time to market, Datapipe's platform as a service approach reduces the software vendor's implementation and support costs. Related to this, a unique aspect of Datapipe's cloud support is that we are cloud infrastructure agnostic. This means that our virtual network and virtual operating system support and the associated security services I mentioned earlier can be performed on leading public cloud infrastructure offering as well as our own. This IaaS agnostic philosophy provides the most cost-effective and flexible approach to deliver SaaS offering to the government, including hybrid solutions across multiple infrastructures. Datapipe Government Solutions is a partner you can trust. We have been providing managed cloud and hosting services in the public sector space since 2001 and currently service over half of the U.S. cabinet-level agencies. This concludes the material I plan to cover in this webinar. If you have any questions or wish to discuss this topic further, feel free to reach out to me personally at dtudahl@datapipe.com. That's DTUDAHL@datapipe.com. Or you can post any questions to hashtag DP5in15, and we will look to provide feedback on Twitter. We've also included a couple of additional links that may be of interest. Thank you very much for listening. This has been a Datapipe 5 in 15.